Right then, preview time. Atletico Madrid. How's it going to work in terms of playing against these this weekend, though? So, obviously, speculation surrounding Cristiano Ronaldo's move and then the very, very public kind of rejection of that from the Atletico Madrid fans. Probably not going to happen, that one, I don't think. Atletico finished third on 71 points in La Liga behind Real and Barcelona. Their only game in preseason so far was against Numancia that they won 4-0. The last 5 games of the last campaign, they won 3 out of 5 games. How relevant is that? You know, who knows, to be honest with you. They're one of the hardest teams to break down in Europe. Diego Simeone has literally created this aura of how defensive they're going to be. And to beat them, you have to be ballsy, you have to fight, you have to play stuff early. And I think it's a really, really good test for us because they're such a difficult to beat side. They don't score loads of goals because they're defensive first. They do score, but they're not necessarily a team that will pour it on you. They are capable of scoring and hurting you, but it's breaking them down that makes them so difficult. Main formation is a 4-4-2, and they alter that in game to suit the opposition. Sometimes they'll play a 4-3-3, and sometimes that'll look like a 4-5-1 when they're trying to stop very attack-minded sides playing through the middle, which for the most part, a narrow midfield kind of sits in place, and everybody else sort of covers off around them. Out of possession, really easy to recognise the zones of the pitch and the roles that each player takes up. Since Simeone's entire squad is worked ceaselessly on their shape and their responsibilities, their patterns, certainly out of possession, very, very easy to spot and admirable as well because they're brilliant. New signings then, so they've signed Samuel Lino from Portuguese Gil Vicente for 5.85 million, 22, left winger, Brazilian international. Witsel has finished his 4-year spell at Dortmund and moved on a free to Atletico, age 33. That could be a pretty astute signing for him. And they've also had Morata returning from loan from Juventus, and also Sal Niguez returning on loan from Chelsea. Team news wise, Hermoso was subbed off on Wednesday as a bit of a precaution because he had some discomfort in his ankle. João Felix and Jose Jimenez are injury doubts for the game on Saturday. Griezmann's name's been circulating around the world due to Atletico wanting to sell him, but they're looking for the right club and the right price. Predicted 11-wise, I think it'll be 4-4-2, and I think it'll be Oblak, Vass, Felipe, Savic, and Lode, Llorente, Koke, Witsel, and Carrasco, Griezmann, and Kuna. Hell of a team. Starman, left winger, Yannick Carrasco. Third best chance creation last season in the Liga behind Munain and Karim Benzema. And last year, progressive carries per 90 was 7.66, which puts me in the 96th percentile. Dribbles per 90 was 6.13, which is also in the 99th percentile. You're going to have to get tight to him, and you're going to have to play up against him, and he's going to try and dribble you. In the Champions League last season, he played 7 of the 10 games, and he had the most assists in the season with 6. He is quick. You give him time on the ball, he will create chances out of absolute nothing. Deloa Wan-Bissaka play, they're going to have to watch the balls in behind because Carrasco is able to get to most through balls. He's very, very good at that. He's good with both feet as well, so you can't even just like show him inside. You're just going to have to be very, very good up against him. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Wan-Bissaka utilised. Well, this is where we find out what mentality Ten Hag's interested in. Is he interested in trying to find out how we break down teams like this or how we defend against teams that are going to put us under a bit of pressure as well? Right, let me do my 11. I'm going to go with De Gea, Dalot, Malacia, Martinez, Maguire. I'm going to go with Eriksen and Fred, with Bruno in front, Sancho, Martial, Rashford. Why this team? This team looks after the ball a little bit better. And I think you're going to need to be very disciplined at centre-half. I think Lindelof and Varane would probably be good in this game. But I think it'll be Maguire and Martinez. And I think that's what he's going to try and see what they're about and how they blend in together. You might see the other two on a Sunday. They might see him in the second half. I have no idea how he's going to approach having 2 games in the space of 24 hours. It's kind of wild. But it could go either way. I think that's how he's going to go. Martinez and Maguire to kick it off with. I think Eriksen gets a start right there alongside Fred. It could be Van der Beek, but I think it'll be Fred. It could also be McTominay, but again, I think it'll be Fred. With Bruno ahead of them. And I think this is our first choice 11. I think you see some of the second choice 11 against Vallecano. You might see the likes of Ronaldo, not like his second choice, but hasn't trained. You might see Ronaldo. You might see the likes of Alanga. You might see Zidane, Savage, Van der Beek, Varane, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, etc. on the Sunday against Vallecano at Old Trafford. To play against a two-striker system, you need a really good number 6. Now, I don't think Fred or Eriksen are that player. So do we see what we've seen Ajax do under Ten Hag, where one of the fullbacks will tuck in and someone will roll out to one side? You kind of have to get +1 against those two strikers. That's what makes the two-striker systems difficult to deal with. Because one centre-half goes and lines up on one... one forward goes and lines up on one centre-half, the other one goes and lines up on the other one, and nobody's then able to step off, have a look around at the pitch, organise, and make sure that everyone can cover their tackles. You're one person beating one person away from having a free shot on goal, and that's not good. I think Bruno and Eriksen would be very interesting to see how they keep possession and how they keep the ball. And I think link that in with Martinez in the back line. I think that'd be very interesting to see how well Manchester United are able to keep possession against a team in Atletico that are probably not too asked about whether you have possession or not, because they like to sit back. I think not dominating the ball, Atletico will allow United to take the game to them and look to try and hit us on the counter. And I think that could be... I think playing Atletico is a really good choice. If Atletico take it seriously, you're going to be in for a big test, and they're going to give you lots of things to figure out. And a week out from the season, I think that's going to be very, very powerful for United to have. We haven't had good results against them in recent times. We haven't had good performances against them in recent times. Pre-season's more about the performance than it is about the result. And I want to see Manchester United put in a good performance. I don't care what the result is. If we can come away and go, yeah, we was asked questions and here was our answers, then I'll be happy with that. Let me know in the comments, how do you think it's going to go? Do you agree with my 11? Do you think you'll go a bit more defensive? We're going to find out a lot about Ten Hag, I think, in this game. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.